The Library of Alexandria. The very name conjures images of towering shelves crammed with scrolls, a beacon of intellectual pursuit in the ancient world, a repository of human knowledge unmatched in its time. Yet, this magnificent institution, once the pride of Egypt and a cornerstone of Hellenistic civilization, vanished not in a single dramatic event, but through a series of destructive episodes spread over centuries, leaving behind a frustratingly fragmented record of what was lost. The history of the lost Library of Alexandria isn't a straightforward tale of a single fire. It's a complex narrative interwoven with political upheaval, religious conflict, shifting empires, and the gradual decay of a once vibrant intellectual ecosystem. Reconstructing what was contained within those walls and understanding how it disappeared remains one of the greatest challenges for historians and archaeologists. The library's story begins with Alexander the Great, a man renowned for his military conquests, but also for his keen interest in knowledge and learning. In 331 BC, Alexander conquered Egypt, establishing Alexandria as the new capital and envisioning it as a center for Hellenistic culture, a blend of Greek, Egyptian, and other influences. He tasked Demetrius of Phalerum, a student of Aristotle, with laying the groundwork for a grand institution dedicated to scholarship. However, Alexander's premature death in 323 BC left the vision largely unrealized. The project was truly launched by his successor, Ptolemy Isoter, one of Alexander's generals who secured control of Egypt. Ptolemy, a shrewd ruler and a passionate admirer of Greek learning, dedicated himself to fulfilling Alexander's dream. He established the museum, Masion, meaning House of the Muses, which was a temple and shrine dedicated to the 9 muses, alongside the library. While often conflated, the museum and the library were distinct entities. The museum housed research institutions and living quarters for scholars, while the library was primarily a collection of written works. Ptolemy wasn't content with simply building a library. He wanted to create the largest and most comprehensive collection of knowledge the world had ever seen. His strategy was audacious: to acquire a copy of every book in the known world. Royal agents were dispatched across the Mediterranean and beyond, actively seeking out and purchasing scrolls. Shipments of books were seized from ships docking in Alexandria's bustling harbor, and writers were commissioned to produce copies of existing works. Ptolemy even issued an edict demanding that any foreigner visiting Alexandria should deposit their books at the library, promising their safe return after copying. A remarkably effective and ethically questionable method of expanding the collection. The scale of this undertaking is staggering. Estimates vary widely, but most scholars believe that the Library of Alexandria, at its peak, contained between 400,000 and 1 million scrolls. What kind of knowledge was contained within these scrolls? The scope was incredibly broad, encompassing virtually every field of human endeavor known at the time. Literature was a core component, with comprehensive collections of Greek tragedies, comedies, epic poetry, including works by Homer, lyric poetry, and philosophical treatises. Scientific disciplines were also well represented, including mathematics. Euclid's Elements was composed in Alexandria. Astronomy, Aristarchus of Samos proposed a heliocentric model of the solar system, though his ideas were largely ignored at the time. Medicine, Herophilus and Erasistratus, pioneering anatomists, conducted groundbreaking, though often gruesome, research in Alexandria. Geography and natural history. Historical works were abundant, providing invaluable insights into the world as it was understood in antiquity. Legal documents, administrative records, and even popular fiction were likely part of the collection, though these are less well documented. The library wasn't just a repository of Greek texts. It also included works in other languages, such as Egyptian, Hebrew, Persian, and Indian, reflecting the cosmopolitan nature of Alexandria itself. The library's importance extended beyond its sheer size and diversity. It became a magnet for scholars from across the Hellenistic world and beyond. Ptolemy I and his successors generously supported research, providing scholars with stipends, housing, and access to the library's resources. Alexandria transformed into a vibrant intellectual center, fostering innovation and debate. The Maushian hosted lectures, philosophical discussions, and scientific demonstrations. Scholars dedicated themselves to studying, copying, and commenting on existing works, producing a vast body of secondary literature. The library served as a crucible for intellectual synthesis, bringing together different traditions and perspectives. It was more than just a library. It was a center of learning and innovation.